trampoline over, jump over to the next referral. You have a 50-50 chance that they're going to do it, but I'd rather try than not try. And a lot of people get scared. I don't know if they're next referral. Don't be dumb. Ask for that referral. Keep moving forward. And I'm saying this because I've done this long enough to tell you this. If you don't ask for the referral, you make your job that much harder. It gets so much easier, guys, when you ask someone, for a favor to help you out. Can you do me a favor? That's what you got to tell them. Can you call your brother? Can you do me a favor? Is there anyone that you really love and care about that you want me to talk to you about our policies now that you're protected? That's how you start moving forward with that. The other thing I want to talk about is creating those good habits. The good habits, a lot of times we start off with this with our company with bad habits in our head. And some of the veterans, for whatever reasons, those bad habits have come back. Bad habits are telling yourself, oh my God, nobody wants to buy right now because it's coronavirus. We can't go to their house. People don't have money right now, so on and so forth. You start creating that negativity in your head, it's going to start coming out of your body and start talking to other agents out there and creating the bad habit as well. Create good habits. Good habits are telling yourself, you know what, everybody needs this product. This is something that everyone should have, which honestly they should. I have all the products for good reason. You just never know. A good habit is waking up still in the morning at a certain time, getting out of bed, maybe doing your exercise, running around the neighborhood, doing some push-ups or whatever. Get your mindset ready, get in the shower, eat your breakfast, get dressed, and have the mindset to move forward at a certain time. Set up those time frame for you to go work, because if not, you're going to end up as a couch potato at your house. Set up 8 o'clock, making calls. 8 to 10, 15-minute break or whatever. 10:30, start back up, have lunch. Do the good habits, create the good habits from the very get-go. And I promise you, with the law of numbers, and Van was talking to you guys about doing calls and doing stuff. If you do enough calls, the law of numbers is going to tell you what we already know. You will get people on the phone. You will set up meetings. You will sell policies. But it's up to you. Get away from those bad habits. If someone right now is talking to you about, oh my God, no one's buying right now, or you're having the same problem, oh yes, and that's negativity, guys. Be a leader out there. Quit being a sheep. So you know what? Yeah, it is going on and it's difficult, but you know what? Just like David Villasenor said, embrace the suck. Move forward, think outside the box, move forward in a positive direction, and keep going. If you don't have, a lot of us are fortunate to be in this career long enough that we have a list of our clients, people that we can go back to, like I was just talking about. But if you don't and you're new, create your own hot list. And when I look at the hot list, guys, with everything's going on, and again, having the household indemnity as one of the main policies you're going to sell right now, and ICU, if they don't have those, talk about those two immediately. But when you do so, create the hot list that people that are nurses, that are first responders, that are doctors. These are people on the front line risking their lives day in and day out that do need our policies. And you talk to them about it. They're more exposed to the coronavirus than any of us. And they're looking at the stats yesterday with New York and Louisiana and all that stuff. They're more likely to I think it's 1 out of 5 or 6 people that have coronavirus, a healthcare worker will get the coronavirus themselves. Rather than them going through that and worrying about their bills if they did go through coronavirus. I mean, I know they have a bigger picture of trying to survive it, but create a financial protection package for them in case it does happen, that their family's not going to be worrying about, oh my God, how are we going to pay for the ICU? Oh my God, how are we going to pay for the hospitalization? That 20% for health insurance. Do something again that's going to be beneficial to them, and it's going to protect them. And I've talked about this before, guys. You guys are not salespeople, and quit looking at your career as being a salesman. You're not. I look at you guys as protectors. You're angels. You're out there helping people. You're doing something good. You're not a door-to-door salesman. You're not with Southwestern. You're not selling books. You're protecting individuals. So you are a protector. Move forward. And I look at, Howard Lewis from the very get-go. They talked about trying to help somebody from the very beginning of him starting the company. You want to be out there helping to protect, because if you do that, guys, you know, what goes around comes around. If you go out there and help people unselfishly, I promise you, it's going to come back to you 10 times. If you're trying to hit a green out for the week, have the mentality, I'm going to help somebody out. I promise you, if you do what I'm saying, things are going to come back in your favor. You're going to help people out. You're going to get your green out. You're going to be able to make your bonus or whatever you got to do, but you're protecting somebody else out there. You're doing something other than just sitting on the couch, being that couch potato that a lot of see some of these agents are right now doing. Don't be that person. Have the correct mentality, have the good habits, ask for the referrals, create the urgency. You know, create that hot list if you don't have those, you know, anybody to talk to right now. These are all tips that I'm trying to tell you guys. Go out there, take what I have to heart, you know, do one or two of them, whatever you want to do. It's up to you at this point. I'm not there to hold your hand, but I promise you, moving forward, these little things, the little changes that I'm telling you to do will help you to succeed and get the numbers that you're looking at to help feed your own family, to create your own legacy. So I'll leave it at that, and then I guess I'll open up for any questions that you have. And I apologize if I went too long with.
No, Ron, you're great. I got a quick question, Ron, about you mentioned hot lists more than one time. Can you please kind of define for those that are maybe a little newer, what exactly do you mean by a hot list? How is that different from just like a referral notebook?
Sure. A hot list to me, everybody has a telephone. And Vanny, you talked about it yesterday in our meeting about, you know, going to your phone book of your phone and pushing the little green button and all that, so and so forth. The hot list to me, look at your top 10 to 15 or 20 people that you know that you've texted the last day or two. People that are close to your family. These are people that you know personally, one-on-one, that you can give a call to. And don't be afraid to call family members if you're new, because what you're doing is you're trying to protect those that you love and care about. Because if you don't, and I promise you, if they go through something like coronavirus or get cancer, they're in ICU and they don't have our policies, you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass and say, oh my God, how stupid it was. Here I am selling and I can't even help my own family member out. When I talk about the hot list, also, if there's anyone that you know, like I said, people right now that you know as a nurse, and guess what? That nurse works with other nurses. There's referrals all around that nurse. Don't be dumb. Go out there and utilize the tools that you have in front of you right now. Don't make this harder than what it already is.
Okay. Very good. I'm typing away as you go, man. Guys, this is the spot where Ron definitely we left some room for some questions. And I know a lot of folks had them. I mean, it's not often that you get a chance to talk to a guy that's sold $500,000 of premium, you know, several times over his career. Someone that's been averaging $14,000 of premium per week since the coronavirus outbreak was announced. Averaging 14K a week, guys. That's 42,000 the last 3 weeks. So yeah, the guy's got some stuff figured out, averaging just under $3,000 per day, Monday through Friday. So,
and guys, I just want to make this clear. I'm not Mr. Superman, and I get the rejections too. You know, I try to go through my rebuttals. Not everyone's going to buy. I get that, you know, but you keep going. You keep pushing forward. Out of so many no's, you will get the yes. I've had someone said, oh my God, Ron, thank you so much. And this was big to me yesterday. Thank you so much for reaching out to me and looking after me and my family. You are definitely a blessing to me and my family for what you do. You're always there for us. Those are the phone calls that I like, that really hold dear to my heart. And the reason why I keep doing this, because I am helping people out. In a time of need, I've got enough calls, which is almost weekly, that say, you know, Mr. Miller, if it wasn't for you, things would be different. I also get those other people that call and say, Mr. Miller, oh my God, I can't believe I never got the cancer policy. You know, my wife just got diagnosed with cancer. What can I do to get me and my kids now on that plan? So everything that you do, guys, again, you're protecting, you're helping people out.
Hey, Ron, awesome. Kyle, I got a quick question for you. I appreciate you being on here today, by the way. Could you give us like the quick, like 15 to 20 second, just like basic approach that you would use for a referral? You obviously, you're selling to a lot of existing customers and also referrals. Like the first like 15, 20 seconds of whenever you talk to a referral, like what do you usually say?
So whenever I get a referral, guys, I ask for the person that just signed up to do me a favor and call their brother, their sister, their referral they're giving me. If they say, well, they're working right now, it's, let me just give you their phone number, get something at least. And when I call their referral, I'll say something like I said before, like knocking on the door, hey David, Ron Miller, Family Heritage. I'm giving you a call in regards to some of the policies that your brother Joe got. Did he call you and let you know I was going to give you a call? No, I apologize. Well, the reason I'm calling is with coronavirus going on right now, I work for a company that actually is there to protect people like you financially if you did go through coronavirus. And the two top policies that we have that your brother just bought is our ICU that covers you for any reason that you're in ICU, which also includes the COVID-19, and the hospitalization, our hospital indemnity plan, which also covers you and your family for any reason that you go into the hospital for $300 a day. Oh, that's something else, the guys. Whenever I sell policies, I don't start small and go up to the elite. I always start at the top and gives me wiggle room to go down. So I automatically, when I talk to someone about the hospital indemnity or ICU, I talk about the high plan. If they can't afford it, then I start moving downwards. But with the referral that you're asking about, Kyle, that's the way I do it over the phone, and it seems to be working rather well for myself. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. So you just go straight into the full demo right there on the spot. Let's say that you talk to him for 30 seconds and he seems interested. You just go straight into the demo, it sounds like, from there.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna be different. Like if they say something like, well, no, my brother didn't call me, but I've never heard of your company, or what is your company all about? That's where I go into more specifics. Well, our company, we're owned by Globe Life. We're worth about $29 billion. We're publicly traded on the stock market, rated A+ the Better Business. I start talking about the accolades, why we're so great. And then from there, I start talking about what we do. So everyone's different and you have to gauge it. But whenever I do a demo, even when I go to somebody's house and I'm talking to somebody, I never, ever pull out a presentation book. I don't pull out my iPad. I don't pull out the book. I don't flip through pages. That's just me because I do know the product inside and out. And I always said this from the get-go when I first joined Family Heritage. And I told Dan, I said, I don't care if I'm going to go to this territory. I don't care if I get no's. I'm going to learn what it is about this product. I'm going to learn about how much we're going to pay each day, what it's going to be as far as the chemo radiation. I'm learning those products inside and out. Like I said earlier, guys, if you're at home, practice, know those products inside and out, because you will get so good at it that it'll come out of your mouth about what we do without even thinking about it. So whenever, again, for myself, I don't care to go to a Zoom call just for the fact that I'm going to lose interest, because you pique their interest when you first call them. If you're trying to set up the Zoom call about, oh, well, let me do a Zoom meeting with you, it gives them for an excuse later. Well, they can text you back and say, well, you know what, I got things going on with homeschooling, or I got to help out the husband, or I got to cook dinner. I'll call you and let you know when is a good time. So you lost the sale. Whenever I call, it's much different. I'm creating the urgency when I call them. I'm talking to them like I'm talking to you guys right now. I'm already armed with the tools that I have from over the years. That is the knowledge about those products. And again, if you're new to this, the company practice, it doesn't take, again, rocket science to learn what a hospital indemnity does, or an ICU. But I would start off with something which is right now the immediate need in our communities in the United States are those two products. People are talking about coronavirus every day. If you haven't heard about it, turn on the news. Every channel is like the news about people dying and going to the hospital and ICU and these ventilators and so on and so forth. So I'm using that to help them out and protect them for what's going on right now. But at the end, I'm also talking about, if they don't already have, our other products.
Hey, Ron.
Ron, it's Todd Styles, man. Thank you again, as Kyle said, for being on. What do you do if you say, hey, you're trying to get a referral? You say, who do you know? And then they go, well, man, I don't know anybody.
So there's going to be some negative Nancy's out there, and I understand that. But guys, if they're not going to give me a referral, I'm not going to beg them. I'm not that type of person. I move on, honestly. You know, there's too many people out there that I know that you guys know also. And if you don't, pull up your telephone and look down your list of how many people you actually have in your phone book. Do not sit there begging for a referral. If they get you, a lot of people, when they buy the policies from me, they understand what I'm doing. They understand I'm protecting. They will give me the referral. I promise you. If they don't, for the most part, they may end up canceling what they have with you because they don't trust you. They don't believe you. Get enough job explaining about what we have, why we're here talking to them. They're going to help out as far as trying to get their people protected, their loved ones, their friends. So when you talk to them, guys, it's very important. At the very beginning, you also start building the rapport. Start talking about a little bit about this and that. What do you do? And oh my God, start talking about what's going on right now. Start letting them think in their head, oh my God, if I did get diagnosed with the coronavirus, or my wife or my brother, sister, or my kids, let them understand that you're there to protect them in case something did happen. But yeah, I mean, the referrals guys, again, they don't want to give you a referral, move the hell on. To me, it's not a big deal. There's other fish out there that are going to give me those referrals. Just move forward. Quit wasting time. So
I guess Ron, the thing is most of us are just moving on almost every call. So we're looking for something technical that we can be doing to not just be moving on and get 3 referrals in a week.
So again, that goes to the very beginning of the conversation and creating that urgency to let them understand. Again, every different. If you're call after call after call not getting success, you're doing something wrong. You need to take a step back, gather your thoughts, call Ben, call a team leader, call somebody out there that's doing well, and talk to them about what, say, hey, what are you doing as far as when you call somebody and say, can you help me out? Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? Let me go through my pitch with you as far as when I make a call, and try to tweak it. Again, I'm like a chameleon when I talk to people because I've been around doing this for so long. And a lot of times if you're good at protecting people, you're going to understand people's personalities are all different, and you have to adapt to it and change. So when you're talking to someone, again, if you're making those phone calls and you don't have those, you're limited on your referrals, or their hot list, you have to, at the very beginning, before set up a Zoom call, let them understand who you are, what you're doing, why you're calling them, what the urgency is, if you're going to set up a Zoom call.
I have a question real quick. So thank you for coming and spending some time with us this morning. So I'm a new agent. So I've been with Family Heritage about 6 months. So I'm just now going into my friends and family list. And, people are scheduling. I'm trying to obviously, get over, if I get them on the phone right then, go ahead and try to get a demo. But some of my friends and family that I'm reaching out to, they're like, hey, we're good. And I don't, I want them to know I'm not trying to sell them anything. I really am saying, hey, I want to just show you what I'm doing now, just so I'm working, to get referrals. And, if you see the product and you see an interest in it for you and your family, that's great. But then, obviously if you can refer me to some people, you're going to feel a lot more confident in giving me their name and number because you know what I do. But some people are just like, I think they think I'm just trying to sell them something.
Well, again, that depends on the individual, the family member. And sometimes our family members are their biggest criticizers, or they criticize us the most about what we're doing nowadays compared to, oh, you should be doing another job and never heard of Family Heritage or whatever. So try to twist it around a little bit different and call your brother or cousin, whatever, say, hey, I wanted to call you real quick. Do you know what I'm doing right now? What company I'm with? No? Well, can you do me a favor? I'm kind of new at this, and, my sales director wants me, it's like homework. I have to practice on my presentation. I'm not asking that you buy anything whatsoever, but I want to talk to you a little bit about our products. And if you can, just tell me, just critique me and let me know what I'm doing right or what I'm doing wrong, and what you see, if you see any value in what I'm doing. So if you talk to them, if you approach them that way, they feel like they're off the hook, so to speak, and they're not pressured to buying something. But again, if they're closing up at the very beginning, a lot of people that say have told me over the years, "Oh, no, I'm good. Well, do you know? I haven't even told you what I do. How can you be good? Yeah, but I'm good. What does you do? Oh, I have Aflac. So a lot of people are gonna be those negative Nancy's. But if you twist around, well, I'm glad you're covered with Aflac. We're a little bit different. If you don't mind, I want to talk to you about how we're different. And I'm not here, if you don't want to buy anything, that's great. But can you do me a favor? And if you ask them a question for help, a lot of them will say, okay, fine. Then you open up their minds, and they're more open to listening by putting them off the hook to buying something. But if you just go after them like, hey, I'm with Family Heritage, I got some products you need to buy.
No.
And I don't know how you talk to them or anything like that. But again, ask for their help. Ask that cousin, that brother, that sister, the mom, the dad. I'm with a great company. I don't know if you've heard of Family Heritage, and I would talk about the accolades like, hey, we're worth about $29 billion. We're now the official sponsor of the Cowboys. We own the Texas Rangers Park in Arlington. Just some good things. And can you do me a favor? Can you just help me out? I'm kind of new at this. My sales director wants this. We're hard to do some presentations in front of people. And again, I'm just here to see if you can help me. Tell me what I'm doing right or wrong. But can you do me a favor? Can you just listen to what I have to offer? Get them, again, people's minds are weird, and you let them know I'm not here to sell you something. They may be more open to buying something. So once you start going over the presentation, they understand. They're like, oh, really? Yeah, it covers the hospital covers you for any reason or whatever. Or a cancer policy. Aunt Martha had her cancer, or her cousin had cancer and stuff. This would have protected her. This can pay up to $100,000 a month, depending on what benefits they use. But this is awesome. The great thing is, it's like a savings account. If you don't use it, you're gonna get your money back anyway, just like mom told us to do, or whatever, or your mom told you to do.
Okay, thank you.
Does that help out?
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Ron, I have a quick question for you. Tim Van Summer here. I've been around for a couple years. And one thing that I kind of found myself actually battling in the beginning was the fear of people thinking I'm an ambulance chaser. You know what I mean? And so, I've had to work through that internally inside myself. So what would you say?
You need to get over that fear. You need to get over that fear. Is that a fear that you have?
Not now.
Okay, well,
initially I did. So I guess my question is, talk to us just a little bit about that. And then my two-part question is, how do you logistically, when we have to follow certain protocols and stuff for signing people up remotely, just walk us through what you actually physically do when you are actually writing somebody up, considering they're not in front of you, they haven't seen anything, and we got to get, the remote authorization and all that stuff. I'm interested to hear how you do that.
Yeah. So as far as being scared at the very beginning, I mean, everybody, every time in the past when I would go knock on the door, I would get those butterflies because I don't know who the hell is behind the door, what they're going to do. And I have stories I could sit here all day about doors being slammed in my face. I had one guy that was in his freaking underwear and a t-shirt, and I had a new agent with me, and he told us to come in. It was dark with just the TV going. It was weird, but the whole thing about, and I'm sure everybody has stories like someone's got in a fight one time. It's crazy, but you start building that tough skin. And for me at the very beginning, and I've been in sales in the past, and I understand this, when you're going out there talking to people, you're going to get those no's. I'm sorry, no one's Superman and no one's perfect. And I knew from the very beginning, if I started getting enough no's, I would get better at knowing the product. And at the same time, I'll build that tough skin. I use this analogy, and I said this with my brother that works here in the company with us for now over 5 years. And I talk to people about this. It's like Family Heritage is like a lifesaver. For us to continue to live, they give us a bucket with water in it, right? They start you off with a bucket with a little bit of water. In order to survive, you have to drink water. So you go out to the well and you start filling the bucket with water day in and day out, and you go back to your house. Unfortunately, we got a shitty bucket with what we're doing, and we have holes in the bucket. And I always say the water is our clients. Those holes, our clients fall out, so to speak. So we have to keep filling that bucket day in and day out so we can survive. You know, with our clients out there, they're going to drop off, and it sucks. In the very beginning, it's like, oh my God, I remember calling Dan, I can't believe they canceled on me. He's like, what are you talking about? They just bought the policy 2 months ago, and I'm looking at the chargeback. And you get worked up, and you get too, like for myself, a lot of people get too worked up and worried about it. Guys, it's the business. This is what happens. People are going to fall off for whatever reason. They lose interest, so on and so forth. You just got to keep going. So as far as, you know, being scared, I've been there. You know, you're going to go through this. If you haven't, you will go through this. But it's something that you can overcome, and you will start building that confidence. And it's very, very important when we talk about confidence, because when you talk to somebody on the phone or up in their face, if you're at their house, you have to be the professional. You have to know what you're saying. You have to carry on and deliver that meeting with you owning it. Because if you don't, you let them control it, you've lost that sale. You lost protecting them. It becomes totally different. I'm sorry, what was the two parts of that question? Lost track.
Yeah, the second one was just how you physically and realistically close the sale. So I'm assuming you're still doing all this on your iPad, and so you're writing them up.
Okay. So for as far as the phone goes, so I do the e-apps. So what I don't sit there and I'm not with somebody that they can, you know, get their information in front of me, whatever. At the very end, I'll say, well, look, you know, there's a couple of questions I need to see if you qualify for the ICU, for the hospital indemnity, blah, blah, blah. So I ask them the questions, and I'm writing down their information pretty quick on a piece of paper. And after that, I'll say, okay, look, this is what I'm going to do. So we have an e-app. I'm going to input your information onto the application. And then with the email that you gave me, it's going to be sent to you. And this is all secured. You'll open up the email that's being sent to you. You're going to review everything, make sure all the information is correct. There's certain parts that you're going to type in your name for electronic signature. When you're done at the end, just push send and you're done. Can you do me a favor? Can you text me or call me, let me know when you're done, so we can move forward. So that's pretty much what I do. I don't
so
make
you're
it very
still
difficult.
Getting all their account information and routing number, everything to complete everything right there, and then you're just sending them the e-app.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I mean, why not? I mean, if they trust you, and again, when you build a rapport and you're creating the need, the urgency and stuff, guys, I mean, it's like, for me, it's just automatic repeat. Every client I talk to, I go through the questions and make sure they qualify, and you put your pen to the paper, just like you do. They're not looking at me, but I just start asking questions. So where do you get your mail? P.O. Box or at the house? Oh, I get it at the house. Okay, what's the address? And then on your driver's license, I need the spelling of your first name, middle initial, last name, your date of birth. And again, you work where, for what law office? And then it's just in case who would be the beneficiary? The money would go to that person. Who would that be? Okay, so the next thing, pretty much, if you need your routing number and your account number, do you have that? Okay, go ahead and go get it. I'll wait for you. So they'll go get the information. I move forward. Don't be scared to ask for that information, guys. Everybody has that information at hand, especially if they're at the house, which most people are anyway. They can go pull out their checkbooks. They can go online. They can pull that information out, so on and so forth.
Hey, Ron,
Cool.
real
Thank
quick,
you, Ron.
I noticed, I can see from your camera right now that you're definitely mobile right now. When you're doing your phone time, when you're smiling and dialing, are you oftentimes up and around and moving, or are you kind of stationary in one spot?
No, so my wife's inside sleeping. I don't want to be too loud. So in my office, I go upstairs in my office, and I have a designated area where I sit down and I actually make calls and talk to people throughout the day. I mean, I'm outside right now. It's pretty nice outside, and I just want to be able to move around a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Ron, Josiah Carr here. Been here for maybe about 9 months. Just curious, looking back at your first year in the business, what's one technical piece that you kind of overlooked that you wish, looking back on, that you focused on more?
So what I overlooked when I first started?
Yes, sir.
That's a hard question to say. I mean, I would not change anything I went through when I first started with the company. Again, I remember calling Dan Janjigan almost every day because I moved from, having over a 6-figure income to, I was so frustrated at the very beginning, and I would call him daily to bitch at him, but it was also to get that weight off my back and say, oh my God, Dan, this effing sucks. I can't believe no one buys it. Not even a $30 app, and this is stupid. Why am I even doing it? I would get it out. The piece of advice I would give to you when you first start off, do everything that your sales director is telling you to do, your team leader. They've gone through this. I've gone through this. It's something that we all need to go through. It's like it's a learning curve, so to speak. But honestly, looking back, there's nothing I would have changed. I did everything that they asked me to do according to the book. And why try to fix something that's not broken? So everyone's going to have a different experience. You're going to have a different from what I did, and so on and so forth. But everybody, for the most part, is going to go through having that fear of knocking on the door, the fear of them not buying it, the being depressed because they canceled your first policy, so on and so forth. Your whole, if it hasn't happened to you, it will happen. Everything changed for me when my friend that didn't buy the policy and he got diagnosed with cancer, and I saw the family struggle financially after he passed away 6 months later. To this day, they're still paying it down. How much it hurt them for not having that policy. And back then, it was like a light bulb going off for me. It was something that changed something in my heart. My conviction totally changed. And I look at what we do as very, very important, because you never know what life's going to throw. It's always better to have than not have. And for me, it's what keeps me going day in and day out. My mom battled cancer 20-something years ago. She got re-diagnosed right before Thanksgiving, and she's going through her battle right now. And I look at, I bought the policy for her when I first started, and when she insisted, oh, it's too much. No, don't do it. I'm fine. And they're retired school teachers. And I said, no, this is what I'm going to do for you. And I'm so glad I did. So when you're out there and you're talking to somebody, when you first start with the company, your experience is going to be different than mine. But embrace what you're learning right now. It's not a race, it's a marathon, so to speak, with our career. Enjoy day-to-day interactions with your fellow agents, your sales director. I look back, it's like 7 years went by just like that. And I've enjoyed every step of the way, but it's something that you're going to hold to your heart. It's something that with our company, when we say we're family heritage, to me, it truly feels like we're one big family, which is a blessing.
Thank you, Ron.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
I think he was just saying thank you.
Okay.
Guys, any other questions before we let Ron go? Ron, those birds are happy to see you this morning, man.
Yeah, they're out here somewhere.
They know you're getting ready to protect families, and they're singing to you, man. Hey, Ron, I just want to say on behalf of the Schneider agencies, the Young agencies, and Davenport agencies, thank you so very much for hopping up here at 7 a.m., dark 30 your time. Last question before we wrap up. I know we've been asking a lot of technical things, but my question for you, Ron, to wrap things up is, tell us about the average, a day in the life of Ron Miller, a work day in the life of Ron Miller, your schedule, when you're starting, when you're stopping, and what it's looking like in between.
Sure. So things have changed a little bit more so because people are staying home. There's a lot of them are sleeping longer than normal. So my day consists of getting up in the morning, doing some exercises from walking, running on the treadmill, doing some of my weights, getting in the shower, getting dressed, having my coffee, getting something to eat, and then starting with what I have to do as far as making my calls. I start about 8:45, 9 o'clock, because that gives people a little bit more time to get up and stretch and do whatever they have to. But I start immediately going forward on that. One thing I did 2 weeks ago, guys, that really did help, and if you haven't seen it, I mean, I'll send it to Ben, but I created a little presentation that my wife videoed me talking about the need for our products. I talked about the coronavirus. It was like a minute and 40 seconds, something like that. But I did the little piece and I put it on my Facebook account. And if you look at my Facebook page with my presentation, with a little video, I had so many people reaching out to me, requesting information, wanting to know, wanting to sign up with our hospital indemnity and our ICU. So that's something else that if you haven't started with, if you have a good following, if you have enough people on Facebook, use your social media as an outlet to help you in what you're doing to protect individuals out there. Everybody has their own friends on Facebook. Go to your Snapchat, do whatever you have to. But I created that little video piece that really did boost me even more so. And those people that I talked to, those are now clients from doing that video that I've asked for referrals, which is I'm contacting today and past couple of days, which I've done. Be creative, guys. Again, think outside the box. Look at ways that's going to help you in your career, and especially through these difficult times. I know it's so hard, guys. You know, being situated where you're not going out and talking to people face to face. You know, use your Zoom call. I don't use it, but if that helps you guys out, by all means, use that as one of your tools to move forward. But have that conviction in your heart. Be out there to protect people. Don't look at this as just a sale, as just a job. I promise you, it will be given back to you 10 times by doing what I'm talking to you guys about doing.
Awesome. Well, guys, hey, Ron, thanks so much, man. On behalf of all of us, I want to thank you for hopping on, guys. Let's give Ron a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
And guys, I did record that at least about 10 or 15 minutes into it. I started recording. I didn't remember to get the very beginning, but anyway, I am